Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Over?
No, this is
the camera.
No, it's already,
All right.
I don't know how long it's been in there, but
Okay.
welcome back to Idle Talk. Today we are back.
Welcome.
We're back. No minis.
We need a title. What is this?
Full blown.
This is Idle Talk reviews another movie, part 17,000.
17,456.
Exactly.
And a half.
And today's movie is
Sinners. Original IP
correct
by
Ryan Coogler.
I don't know who that guy is.
He is the director.
But
Very good director. by the
good,
way.
yeah. I was gonna say
Very good. Wow.
visually
Beautiful.
amazing.
Oh my God, such a beautifully shot.
Right?
That one shot. We'll get to it, but the shot where he's like showing you the different eras of music and like
in the
and then he also shows like the building coming on
fire.
fire. I was like, wow, this is beautifully
and then
shot.
the fucking people on the outside were like, I want that. I want whatever that is, which is a bigger. It's a symbolism.
Yes.
Symbolism for something.
Correct.
But
White
before we
people
get
always want
into
what
it,
we have, but
that's
yeah.
true. I didn't want to
Take
say
credit
it.
for it.
I didn't
too.
want to say it.
Take credit for it. Remember when Elvis took rock and then
oh, yeah.
swore it was his? Motherfucker.
Was it not? It was not.
It was
like
not.
that one guy, like Slim said, you brought that from home.
Shh, damn right.
They didn't give it to you. You brought that from home. But it's just kind of like a public service announcement to take a shot on these movies.
I
you know?
feel like movies have gotten so stale recently because it's just adaptations, remakes, or
it's the same four companies making movies.
I agree.
And
it's very
it's
refreshing
getting
to see
stale.
an original OP. It's so refreshing. Even if it was originally written to be something else, the fact that he switched it all up, made new characters, changed everything else.
It's a movie.
It's out of the
knocked
park.
it out of the park.
That man did good. I'm not gonna front, not even a little bit. And he also is now in steps to direct a X projects or no, not X
X?
projects.
Like
sorry.
X-Men?
X-Files.
X-Files. I mean, with what he did in this movie,
I don't doubt him.
he'd probably
I think
go
he could
crazy with that,
That's what I'm
to be
saying.
honest.
He's very good.
but
So from our opinions, you can see we both very much enjoyed the film.
Highly-
This is my first time watching it. Nando's second. I personally would give the film a 9 or a 9.5.
I'll give it a 9 too.
I'm only taking away a full point or half a point just because I think a lot of the things when it came to the certain vampires didn't make sense. But besides that, beautifully directed, beautifully. I don't think one person did bad in that film.
No, I was thinking that to myself the whole time.
I was like, is there one
I'm
actor
like-
that did bad? And I was like, nah, bro.
I'm
They
like,
all really did it good.
They really casted people who could act and sing. They could probably sing first, and then acting was just like,
A lot of Marvel people,
second.
by the way. Yeah, lots of Marvel people.
okay, who's in Marvel?
We got
Michael B. Jordan and Michael A. Jordan.
Correct. Yes. We got Haley Steinfeld.
Haley
She
Steinfeld.
not only is she Lady Hawkeye.
She's also
Spider-Gwen.
Gwen.
Yeah, she's Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
I know Shamik Moore out here punching and kicking the air right now.
Also, they had the girl who plays Smoke's girlfriend or wife. She's Hunter B-15 in Loki.
No way. The
100%,
the big.
She's also in
lady?
Deadpool. She's like the leader of the Time Police or whatever in that movie.
Is she?
Yeah, she's the one that's like
Yo.
obsessed with the
He's
friend.
Like, he's like
the
this
white
gonna,
friend.
This gonna be a Marvel movie, whether you want it to be or not.
Like she's like obsessed with Deadpool's like white friend at the end of the film. They get
the guy-
together.
Yeah. With the who doesn't fit in the Deadpool suit.
Yes,
yeah,
that's so. Yeah, a lot of Marvel
She's
actors.
So funny, bro. You were like, who is that? Is that his mom? And I was like,
I thought it was either his mom
in
or
2
his
minutes.
sister.
That I hope that's not his mom.
The moment I was like, wait a minute, what? When he was like, I loved you, I never stopped loving you. I was like, oh, it's not his mom.
and then
or
she
his
replied
pop.
back in the language. She's like, your body never forgot me.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
that's real.
that's not what the type of because he originally he walks up to a grave and he's like, here's Papa or something. What does it say?
He said, Papa's here.
Papa's
I
here,
don't
and
think it was-
I misinterpreted it as like my
Here's
father
Papa.
is laying here, not I am Papa and I am
Yeah,
here.
uh-huh.
So that's why I immediately thought it was either his sister or his mother.
It's giving Black Arthur Morgan, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
when he goes and he talks about his son, he doesn't really want to talk about it too much.
Yeah, I like that. Like,
The dad.
I like both
son.
as much as I didn't
Trope.
think Michael B. Jordan had the chops to play two completely different characters and completely like sell me on the two person. He did good. I thought for sure, like when I was seeing the trailers, I was like, he's just gonna play two versions of himself.
Bro,
with different colored clothes on.
I walked out of the first showing. I was like, he's got to win some shit for this.
Yeah, I agree. He was
gotta
good.
He's got to win double the amount of the awards.
Like
Because those two characters.
he played those like they're both gangsters, right? But he played them so
but they
differently.
they have weaknesses that
Correct.
the other one compensates for.
Correct.
It
And you
was-
can see that they I love that. I love seeing like brotherly love in movies where like they aren't afraid of telling like they love each other.
Yeah,
They tell each other that they
He
love
was
each
like,
other.
I
They care
love
about
you.
each
He's
other.
like, I love you too.
Yeah, they care. That you can very clear how much they care about each other, and
Even though it's him talking to himself.
Their reputation, like everyone knows about them as twins. Like
not like individually.
Exactly, it's smokestack twins. It's insane to me, which is that's a cool name. That is a cool last name, by the way. Like I know that's not their real names because his wife calls him Elijah at one point,
and then what's her
Stax
name?
calls him by. That white girl calls him by his real name.
His real gov name too.
Yeah, so I know it's like a nickname. Still cool as shit.
It's their name though. That's how they identify themselves.
Yeah, the smokestack is so sick.
I like the scene. We're gonna probably talk about the movie.
Yeah, we're going everywhere on tangents already, but we'll get to.
But there's a scene where he's talking to the little girl, and he's like, "Hey, have you heard of us?" And she's like, "Yeah." Have you heard of them? She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, I'm Smoke," and she's like, "Oh fuck." And
he's like, "You're not in trouble." Bro.
He's like, and then he teaches her the art of negotiation. He's like, "Listen, now that we're talking about money, the money's got to be good for you. Like you can't just accept 10 cents.
10 cents, yeah."
He's like, "Okay, throw me another number." And she's like, 50, and he's like, "I could do 20."
She was like, "You know what? I would have kept going."
You should have been like, you said do 25.
She should have said 25. He probably would have been okay with it.
Yeah,
he would have
respected.
Yeah, he would have respected that she was doing exactly what he was teaching her.
25 cents, bad.
But I like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, as in that time period, right? It's not only in the time period where black people didn't have rights, they weren't allowed to have businesses. They weren't allowed to own things. That's why. So seeing someone as a black person who is technically a slave on a plantation field still, and then seeing a black person walk up, slave. a free black person who is dressed very nice, drives a car, and is handing out money like it's nothing. Right. It's respectable because even the white man respected his money, even though he didn't respect him. Right.
He was like, "God damn,
yeah,
these bills is talking to me."
So I like the time period they set it in. It's very appropriate.
It's like,
and it's
like
kind of hard. It's kind of hard to think that trust me. I want a sequel so bad, and the end credits. There is a possibility for one now that we're gonna follow the other one and the other people, right? But it's gonna be hard because the time period, right? It's different.
You know, some of these things you just can't ruin with trying to do something else.
So you say no sequel.
I say no sequel.
You say it's good the way it is. Don't touch it.
No, I mean if anything, I'll compromise.
I agree with you. But I really like the characters.
I'll compromise,
and I want to see it like a spin-off of just
like
them
a
two.
Prequel of like the vampires, like because like what are you gonna do? Like
I want to see him.
Done.
I want to see him in like modern day,
but I
like
think,
as like Blade now, basically. Like he's a vampire,
somebody
but I don't think he's gonna be.
Listen,
it seemed like he drank the Kool-Aid and it was cool with it the whole time.
Listen, somebody on the internet was like, you know that all black owned city he was talking about. He was talking about Wakanda.
No, he wasn't. He's talking about Seattle or some shit.
And then he's like, yeah, that's how it's gonna lead into Marvel. That's how it's gonna bleed into it.
I wish.
You know fantasy booking. That's all it is. But it was a good movie. I enjoyed all the characters.
Yeah.
And the fact that the white girl, what's her name?
Haley Steinfeld?
Yeah, what's her name? Mary?
Mary is her name.
It's her name in the movie, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the feedback on the internet was that the fact that they said that her mom or her mom's dad is like half black or something like that in the movie, that's real in real life too.
What do you mean?
That her
like half black children?
Her mom's dad.
Oh, Haley Steinfeld's real parent. Really? She's half black?
So everybody was like, well, she's like a quarter black. But because her mom's dad is black.
But both her parents are white. Or I guess.
It's like
yeah.
It's like her mom is like half black and then she's a quarter black.
Yeah, okay.
If we're being technical.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yo, she put all 25% of her blackness into that. Boy, get out of my damn face.
Yeah, she did good.
Yo.
I'm gonna be so real with you. As much as people don't like her like taking up a bunch of roles and like just being the pretty white girl, she acts very good. Like every film that I've seen her in, I'm like, dude, she acts her ass off.
Yo, she killed that.
Like when they casted her for Hawkeye, everyone was so mad. Like, oh, just a pretty white girl. Like
I didn't know she was in Hawkeye.
She's so good in that fucking show. And she works so well with the girl who plays Yelena, Florence Pugh. They have scenes together. And, oh, it's fantastic.
She's amazing. I've seen edits of them on TikTok.
Yeah, they're so good together. And to see her like not only voice, like she's a voice actor who can also like it's insane. She's talented as hell, bro. It's wild. So she did fantastic.
And then she spoke like she was in that time period too. Everybody's dialect was like
because their dialect and their accents were on point. Because Michael B. Jordan does not speak like that, but God was it didn't work.
I'm like,
I believed it every.
He's a vampire. He had to be there.
That's what I'm saying. Like it felt so real. I don't know, man. I don't know if it was by the way, Michael B. Jordan also directed some scenes.
Oh, nice.
So I saw an interview with Ryan Coogler and him talking about how like when they first worked together on Creed. It was. I think it was Creed. He was just an actor, right? But now that he's directed, because he directed, was it Creed 3?
I believe
one of the Creeds Michael B. Jordan directed, right?
Yeah.
And now that they're working together again, right? Someone asked him like, "How is it different now that you're working with an actor who is also a director? Like, do you guys just work together, or
vision,
just pretty much like just catch on to each other's like directorial?" And Ryan Cruz like, I trust him with a lot. Like I will give him the script and be like, "Hey, if you want to act it out the way you are," and he's like, he was explaining how like Michael B. Jordan would act with a double. So whenever he was Smoke,
his brother,
he had a double for Stack, and whenever he was Stack, he had a double for Smoke.
Yeah.
He would give the guy who was reading the lines how he would read it, or how he already did read it, or whatever. He's like, I want you to more act like this or that character, because he's both, and he had input on them. So he was basically directing while also acting in the movie.
You know what I noticed?
Insane.
A lot of the camera shots when they were both on the screen at the same time, specifically when they get out to go get the truck.
Yeah.
So one of him goes out first, then he comes out, but the cousin stays in the car for a long time, kind of, before he even gets out. Before he even gets out, they're already walking towards it, then he gets out. To me, like as an editor, that's shot that way just because they'll cut that scene in half. They'll shoot it twice.
He always looks like he's there.
Yeah, they'll cut that. So he's staying there as a constant. And then one person walking out, and then going in front, and then the other person's walking out, and then going, and then just splicing that shot together.
Technically, Michael B. Jordan had to shoot each scene either twice or more if they didn't get the take, right? Because he would have to shoot it especially if they were in the scene together, right? If the twins were in the scene together, he would have to shoot one at one.
There wasn't a scene they weren't together.
No, there was some that it was just one of them.
There's just a lot of scenes.
There are. That's what I'm saying. So he would have to like shoot. Do you think it was like he would shoot all day as one, and then come back tomorrow, get costume, and then do all the scenes? Or do you think he was going back in the trailer back and forth?
No, I don't think. I don't think
switching out outfits.
Yeah, that's too much money, too much makeup, too much everything. True. They probably did do it that way. But I just thought that scene was the only scene that stood out of them like having to force that editing style a little bit. That's just how like I saw it that way. I was like, oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Because I do that all the time sometimes. So that was interesting to kind of see them get out at the car at the way they did. Come like it's not natural that somebody gets out of the car that way. Like
I thought it was showing their personalities. Because if you look at the way that a lot of the way that they do similar things, they do it a lot differently. And I was like, I love that about the.
Did you notice
the fact that they're twins and they do things differently? Because like you said, the car, right? So Stack, which is the one in red, right? He jumps like over the door.
Yeah.
Like a cool person would, right? And then Smoke, the more business one, the more he opens the door, closes it, and fixes himself before he walks out, which is really cool. And they do that a lot of the time when they do like scenes together.
Yeah. Do you notice when they picked up Sammy, the cousin? So he's the main character, pretty much.
He is. Yes, he does.
He's the center of the story, pretty much.
He is.
So they're
we
driving.
Start with him and we end with him.
True, in the same exact scene. And so they're driving. So they're in the two front seats, and he's in the back. But there's a shot when the camera's like kind of where our camera is right now. And so let's say we're the twins, and he's like here in the middle behind us. We're out of focus.
And it's just focusing on him.
And it's focusing on him. And they're all talking, even though we're out of focus. I think that's probably like the only scene where like it was Michael B. Jordan and another guy.
And someone, he was just like ADR and the other person's line on top, probably.
That's exactly what I think. I mean, it was out of focus. He was talking. He was like looking. He was looking at who was talking to.
Don't worry about that.
Always breaking your chair.
But
that's a defect. That's got to be a defect at this point.
I mean, it's an old chair.
Yeah, I mean, Clutch 100 million. This is PewDiePie.
Yeah, it's PewDiePie 100 million.
PewDiePie tray.
It's old though.
But yeah, some of those you could tell. I mean, at least I could tell, like when certain scenes were shot certain ways because of like there's no two Michael B. Jordans. But my favorite meme out of this movie is the Michael A. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan.
That was when you said it, I laughed. I was like, "That's funny."
They were like,
"That's Michael B. Jordan, but his brother, that's Michael A. Jordan."
Yeah, they're like, "What do you mean? Michael B. Jordan does two roles? That's Michael A. Jordan." I forgot where that meme stemmed from, but that's an existing meme.
Before the movie?
Yes, before the movie. That's somewhere. That has to be like
I've
those.
Never heard of it.
That's
why it made me laugh the first time.
Old niche memes that were like that, like were said for a period of time, but didn't really
catch on
culturally.
Yeah.
But now, like they brought that back. I'm like, Michael A. Jordan. That sounds so fucking familiar to me when I saw that on like Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's hilarious. I gotta tell fucking Favorite. I'm like,
made me laugh.
You're like, yo, Michael B. Jordan's pretty good. I'm like, that's Michael A. Jordan.
He is, bro. He's good in that film, bro. And shout out, costume department. Wow, dick and pussy in that. They look so cool the whole movie.
He had the your favorite, the gold chain pocket watch.
Dude, it was so cool, bruh. Oh my god, every scene that they were dressed like to the nines, I was like, this is so sick.
Even when they had blood on them,
they looked cool. They took the jack off and there was just vests. I was like, they still look cool as shit, bro. Cool as fuck. What the hell?
I think that's just his aura. To be honest,
it might be. It might be his aura. It might just be
because if they put cornbread in just a vest, I don't think it would look that cool.
I feel like it would look kind of cool.
But even then, he looked pretty cool in his little overalls.
That's what I'm saying. He looked kind of cool.
Even the vampire people were dressed swagged out.
You know what? One thing I would wish they added: they should have let him and Stack fight.
Who?
Cornbread. You know, he was about to put his hands on. They should have just let him fight because the whole movie, it's they tell you how deadly Stack is in a fight. He's like, oh, I taught Mary how to fight. He literally he speaks about fighting all the time. He's like, oh, I'll fuck everybody up. Never showed him fist fight once. They should have.
They should. I mean, they should like fight his brother.
True, but
even then, that's not the same.
But they spoke about at least Smoke's gun shit. Like he's like, oh, he's a soldier. He shoots really well. He shoots good. He does. And they show it a lot.
And he takes bullets. Like they don't exist. Like they're not there to harm him.
Once.
Bro, gosh, the only time he got shot, he looked at that shoe. He's like,
whatever.
He
probably been shot before as a soldier.
That's true. He probably been shot multiple times because he's black, and they probably put him in the front.
He was a soldier. He's black, and he was also a gangster.
No, but like during the war, they definitely put him in the front. They're like,
which is sad.
You African American, go over there.
They did do that.
And I'm not saying African American. They definitely called him the N-word.
The white guy did spew the N-E-R.
And he said it with some fucking
some gumption. You know what I'm saying?
He put some into that
like, the one time I get to say it, I'm saying it. And you imagine how many takes he said it?
Bro, he asked him for a cigarette, and he's like, "Go away." And I was like, damn, you have a whole bullet in you, and you didn't take it as well as Michael B. Jordan did. So why are you on your leg?
Yeah, he got hit once and started crawling on the floor the whole time,
squirming. It was actually kind of pathetic the way he did that. And during that scene, so basically the scene we're talking about is
can we go back?
No, we can't because I'm gonna lose my train of thought.
Okay,
so basically the people that sold Michael A. Jordan, this piece of property because they wanted to open up this club, for them, for his people only.
Yes.
Reverse segregation. Like, hey, we like segregation, but it's if only if we do it first. So they want to do that.
I don't think it was reverse segregation. I think at that time period there was a lot of just white only stuff. Like there was literally a whole street that was just
it's
white
like, hey,
people.
we want our own stuff too.
Because I don't think white people would go there anyway. You know, I feel like the only reason those people did go there is because they had ulterior motives.
I don't know. I think they would because
and Mary because she knew them.
Because Slim says that like in his experience when he's been in other clubs and like doing other stuff like being on the road for music like he said they love the blues.
That is
they love the blues. They love the music we make, but they don't love us.
Correct. And I think it's playing on the fact that yes, as black people, our culture gets stolen from everywhere, you know, and with blues, jazz, rock, right, it originates from black culture, and a lot of white people would just take it and take credit for it and be like, this is our stuff now because they like it. But
they enjoy it
the people
for years and years and years without.
And that story about his bandmate was sad as shit. I was like, wow.
Yeah, they made that shit real, right? This movie was 3/4 black culture, and then the last
I think
fourth of it was vampire.
The first half is like horror drama.
The first 3/4 of the movie is just horror drama, but you're just like following Sammy, you're following the twins, like you're getting.
If it had nothing to do I would have fucked with it. It had nothing to do with supernatural stuff. I would be like, I like this movie anyway. It was that good.
Me and Christian said that too. If they didn't incorporate vampires at all into that movie, that would have been a good movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like the first half drama horror because there is those horror elements. You're like, where's this coming? Where's it? But I knew because of the trailers.
Bro got jump scared of a snake.
I did get jump scared from that snake.
That was out of nowhere. Me too.
That came out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? But the way they
killed that shit was fucking fire, yo.
It was so cool.
I'm like, how you?
And they never made him use his knife.
No,
his knife was so cool.
No, they never made him use it. His brass knuckle.
Knuckle knife. It was so cool.
Good grip with brass knuckles, and then it's just a sharp ass knife.
It was cool as shit. It was so cool.
Man, dripped out, swagged out.
Always.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so the Ku Klux Klan plays a part of this movie, right? So they sell him this little. Well,
we don't know that yet. The only person we know for sure is a Ku Klux Klan is the man that opens the door.
Yeah. But before we get to that, so what was I gonna say? See, maybe
the Ku Klux Klan member sold him a house or a property.
Yeah, but I was gonna say something.
They sold him a property, but actually, what was they doing? Why did they sell him?
They was gonna sell it, take their money, and then kill him and take the property back.
Yep.
Which is fucking crazy.
Apparently, it was a kill house. They were literally supposed to,
people
like, the moment that they, like, closed or, like, everyone's supposed to, like, walk out of the barn, they were gonna pull up and shoot him. So,
but thanks to that non-racist vampire, he let us know what they were gonna do.
True.
Because
shout out to the vampire that was low-key,
bro, he was
on
inclusive.
their side.
He was like, hey, these people don't want you here.
But I do.
But we could be vampires. And we could
make
this
music.
Shit.
It seemed like he was just a really big music buff, to be real.
Bro, no, because it just relates to whatever the lady was doing the dialogue at the beginning.
Yeah.
She was saying that music is
devil,
like a gateway to, like, you know, connecting your ancestry.
But he kind of seemed like a chill guy. He just wanted his music.
He's
just
basically
wanted to be better at music.
He's basically the ultimate, like, colonizer. He's like, I want what you have.
Give it.
Not gonna lie to you. That shit is cool. Give me it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll give you what I got. I know it's not cool.
Like, you can live forever.
But I'll give you
and you can't be in the sun.
But do you even want to be in the sun?
Teach me how to play that guitar, how you play in it.
No, yeah, he was
by teach, I mean, he's gonna take.
He's like, but yeah, like, I'm gonna learn that shit regardless because I'm gonna take your memories,
which is cool. I don't think that's, from my knowledge, I've never heard of that as a vampire skill, that they take the knowledge of the people that they turn, which is cool as fuck.
I just thought they were all just, because even the fucking, when he bites the people that were in the club or whatever, and they're playing instruments, I'm like, where the fuck did y'all get these instruments?
What do you mean?
Everybody outside is either dancing or playing an instrument.
I thought it was just the three playing instruments and everybody else was just dancing.
Everybody had an instrument, like, in the background. Like,
I don't know.
Maybe there was like
maybe they all walked out with their instruments.
Clumps of people with instruments, and then, like, Cornbread was dancing, Stack was dancing.
Would you have left the club or would you have stayed after they all told you to leave?
I'm not gonna lie, they probably would have got me. They would probably, if I wasn't a main character, I probably would have left the club. Like, all right, see you guys.
Really?
Yeah, no. And they
if I heard gunshots and there was like, everybody leave, I'm like, well, hold up, what's happening? Why is?
But at that time, it was just so regular.
Yeah, you're right.
Because remember, he shoots at two people outside the general store, and
I guess for them, Stack shoots a lot of people for no reason. So,
and that one lady brings it up.
Smoke, not Stack.
That one lady brings it up. It's like,
you shot people in the street,
like,
though.
Yo, the time is now to get this action. And he's like, yo, we gotta think.
Nah, she fucked it. If I'm being real, she kind of fucked it for them.
Bro, you don't get it, bro.
If they would have just waited for the sun to come up, kind of, because they would have been safe, but everybody else would have been fucked. Because the next night they would have come after everybody.
Because if the sun comes up and they're still out there waiting, they'll die.
But they weren't gonna wait. That's what I'm saying.
But they weren't gonna.
What I'm saying is
right away either. But so there's like, let's say it's like a 40-minute grace period, right? Let's say the sun's about to start rising. They got 40 minutes to get to wherever they need to go, right? They can just go into town, fuck up everybody up, and that's where her daughter is. You know, so it's not guaranteed. Like, okay, they'll wait it out to that line. All right, now we got to start going away. Kind of how, like, the Native Americans came in. As soon as the fucking sun started going down, they're like, we got to go.
Yeah,
we got to go home.
Now it's on their territory.
Exactly. So, it's a lose-lose for her.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying what I'm trying to say is that if I was in the barn, I would have stayed my ass in that barn till that sun came up. And I would have survived, but everybody else out there would have died.
Your kid was out there, dog.
I'm not the kid.
No, your kid is out there.
I'm not the one with the kid.
She got a kid.
She had a kid. That's why I would have knocked her ass out.
And I don't think she understood what he was saying, though.
Because at the end of the day, now she has no parents.
No, that's what I told Christian. I was like, so you mean to tell me she's abandoned?
She did all of that to save her kid, but at the same time, she also just left that kid to be running 2 stores by herself with 0 parents.
The part thing that I hated was when we get this little montage of, like, Smoke at the end of it. I'm like, can you at least just show us go into the store and be like, yo,
she's okay.
Your parents are dead. Here's some cash. Sorry,
but Smoke died.
I know, but
you mean Sammy?
No, Smoke, because he didn't need to die at the end. And
technically,
it's open-ended.
Technically,
it's open-ended. And we don't
right.
know if he was dying because he gets interrupted during his death and he kills the other guy.
But then isn't it assumed that he also died then?
I mean, it could be open.
Because why didn't his brother ever find him?
I mean, he
said that's the last time I saw my brother and the last time I saw the son.
He wasn't gonna. I don't think he was.
Well, his brother knows his brother kept him alive.
I know, but I don't think his brother was gonna find his brother as a vampire. If he told him to leave Sammy alone, he's probably like, all right, I'm gonna go do whatever else.
But then he didn't even listen to that. He came back.
No, but he waited. He wait until he was old and lived his life, and he's like, hey, you're gonna die. So which is crazy because he just sniffed him. He's like, yo,
you about to die.
You don't got enough time.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a vampire? And he was like,
but then why wouldn't he do that for his brother? Be his brother if he was still alive, like when he's super old, and be like, hey. I know you didn't want me to.
But he's also a soldier. He could have just like left somewhere. He didn't have, if he was still alive because it's open ended. It's not guaranteed that he's dead.
Right. You're right. If the movie does well enough and Ryan Coogler wants to write another film, he absolutely could be like, well, I didn't show you a dead body.
That's true.
So he could still be alive.
Even if you see a dead body, it can't be them.
Right? It could. You're right.
In any movie, like you could see a dead body all you want. Doesn't mean they're dead.
They could just write it away and be like, no, he wasn't.
But
dead.
I don't think this movie should get a second movie though.
I want one. I want one as much as I agree. As much as I agree with you.
You're gonna ruin this first.
I agree with you. I think it's gonna not. It would never ruin the first one for me. That's how I feel about Joker. Joker 2 is dog shit, but it will never destroy.
Exactly. We're gonna get a Joker 2.
It would never destroy the first film for me. But
even though we wanted singing in this one.
If they make a Sinners 2 and we follow Stack or we follow Smoke, who's alive,
what the fuck
hunting
Stack, do?
I don't know. See his life as a vampire.
It's just gonna be him at night.
Oh, by the way, I just spoiled that. Yeah, sorry.
It's gonna be him.
That's cool. You don't want to see him as a gangster at night?
What is he, Batman?
I would, dude. What? That's cool. I see it.
Injustice breeds at night.
I would watch it. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it would. I don't think it would be good, or at least as good as the first one.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think the first one is like you wrapped a nice bow on it, let it die.
It's a single one-off.
It's a beautiful film, and then I know if you just leave it the way it is, it will be a cult classic down the line.
Yeah,
but if you fuck with the franchise of Sinners by adding a bunch of unnecessary sequels, it will not be. Yeah, it won't be.
Sinners Strike Back.
Remembered as beautifully as it is.
Sinners 5. It's sinning time.
Sinners 2. Smoke come back. The smoke is back.
I gotta find that screenshot of that meme that has like the Marvel roadmap and just mad Sinner stuff. I mean, I if they could make a movie that makes sense, sure. Yeah. Do it. Because
would you watch it? Or are you gonna be like, nah, I'm off it?
This is what I'm worried about. So John Krasinski did A Quiet Place.
Correct.
And it was like he was like the main character, right? But he for sure dies at the end of it, right? He gets chomped on. Then it makes A Quiet Place 2 feel weird. And then we get a prequel, which is okay, right?
Actually, sorry for my opinion if I don't agree. I think the third one is fantastic.
The prequel?
Yeah.
It's good. But I'm saying it's better than the second one. That's the hand they had to be forced to play. They did the one good movie. Yeah. Then you do a 2 without John Krasinski, even though he wanted to direct it, he wanted to do more stuff on it, right? Yeah. But then for a third movie, you gotta go back. So that's what I'm thinking. Or Sinners, we get a Sinner. If we get a Sinners 2, this is not. I hope this never happens. But like, what are we gonna do for Sinners 2? Right? Let's say that does good, right? Or decent. Not even that good, decent. But then like, you're probably gonna have to do a prequel for the third one again. Yeah. So that's just the same.
Or set the vampires in modern day, which I don't think would work as well. I don't think it would work as well. I feel like
this is the like one of these movies that if you do more, you're gonna do less by doing more.
True.
You just gotta.
I agree.
You gotta accept it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But
accept it in its place in history.
It doesn't make me like.
Will it be a top 15 movie of all time? We'll see.
It's up there for me right now. It's up like top 10 films.
It's just recency bias too, because some of the top 10 films of all time were made in like 1953. And do I want to watch that shit? No. Some guy at work the other day asked me my top 10 movies, and he's like, "Oh, you're not gonna put this?" And I was like,
"What was it?
Like fucking
Shawshank Redemption or something?
Some shit like that, right? Let's say some shit like that, right?" I was like, "No."
Listen, that's a good film, but I agree with you. I think it's dated as hell.
I'm like.
Fantastic film.
Any old movies? I'm like, the oldest movie I'll probably put on there is probably like Interstellar.
What about The Shining? You know like The Shining?
I love The Shining.
You wouldn't put it out there? That's an old film.
It is a super old film, but I don't think it's dated. The Shining, The Thing.
I disagree.
The Thing by Stanley Kubrick.
The Thing is still good.
The Thing is still crazy.
I think The Shining is like the scares in The Shining don't scare me at all.
No, but I'm saying it's still like there's some movies that like it'll be work, I'm like, oh my god, it's a giant Kirby, and it's some guy holding some shit like this. I'm like, I get it. It's considered a top 10 movie of all time, but like I can't get over this fucking shit right here. Fucking like, oh no, Kirby's stepping on the laptop. Someone stop. I'm like, bro, you can see the guy's fucking fingernails holding the shit. Like, I can't make a list. I can't make a top 10 list. I'll say like of all the movies ever of all time, I'm like, bro, I'm like, you're already pissing me off by saying you're not gonna put this movie. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna put that movie on there. I don't care any of your movies that you have in there. I don't care.
But also, people who are like that also don't watch new movies.
That's
what I've learned. It's people who are so stuck in the past, like these are the best movies ever made. I'm like, have you seen a new movie recently that you think are good? They're like, no, I don't want to. They're all made bad.
Horror people are like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, then you don't have a right to say anything. Because if you want to have an opinion, watch shit.
That's what I'm saying.
And be fair about it. Don't just say you hate everything.
I literally asked him yesterday. I'm like, "What's the last movie you saw?" He's like, "Oh, I don't really go to the movies." I'm like, "So you don't have a point. You don't even give like new movies a chance." I'm like, "You're an idiot."
I agree.
And it's the fact that I hate this guy already. that I just
fuck you, bitch. Whoever you are, I don't even know. Fuck you.
Anytime he be talking, I just be shutting that shit down. I was like, "Yo, shut the fuck up."
I don't know, man.
But I agree with that. I'm like, I hate when people like, oh, this movie was the best. It was made in 1863.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, what's the last movie you watched? That movie. Made in 1863. I've watched it 10 times. I'm like, bro.
Watch a new movie.
Get the fuck out of
here. Yeah, watch a new movie. And if it's not your thing, you're probably watching a movie you're not into. But if you truly want to give new movies a chance, I promise you,
bro. If you're a movie person, you're watching everything. You're not gonna be like.
But that's how you.
I like the classics.
But that's how you're critical, right? When you watch a bunch of shit, that's how you can know. You can tell, like, yes, this is the good stuff. This is the bad stuff. This is the stuff that's in between. I can tell what I actually like, what I don't like. If you are just so stuck bent being like, nah, old movies are good.
Yeah.
New movies bad.
Bro.
Zero opinion.
Well, he was pissing me off. He was like, oh, you're not gonna put like any funny movies? I'm like,
some comedies are good.
I'm like, I know, but I'm saying,
but I would never make them the best.
That's
films
exactly.
of all
That's what I'm saying. No comedies will ever go into top 10 movie, even if they do belong there. Like Coming to America by Eddie Murphy. I love that movie.
That is not a top 10 film.
I know it's not.
And
but
I
I'm
love
saying,
that film.
But I'm saying it's probably like if you put,
Beverly Hills Cop.
If you put like
I love that film.
Comedies in their own thing, like they like it's like certain things like that. Like it could be the best comedy movie ever, but it'll never get to like the top 100. But
that's why you split them, right? Because to me, top 10 kids
but
movies.
People,
I'm never gonna put a kid movie at top 10.
People don't think about splitting them. People think like there's only one list of all time.
That doesn't make sense because people make movies for different audiences.
That's what I'm trying to say, Fabian. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the battle I fight every time somebody asks me about a movie. I'm like, what do you want? You want me to tell you Interstellar is the greatest movie of all time? I don't really fucking like Interstellar that much. I don't want to see it more than once.
Is that the one with the talking robot at the end?
No, that's
with the guy who's
with
like
fucking Matthew McConaughey.
Yes,
yeah.
That is a good film.
But would I watch it again? Hell no.
No, I wouldn't.
But you know what?
It's long.
You know what I would watch again? Dog Man.
Hey. I still haven't seen it.
That movie was funny as fuck.
But there are some kids' movies that I'd watch plenty of times. It's entertaining. I'd watch Sonic 3 1,000 times before I watch
1,001 times.
Before I watch it.
If the Alamo one time played Scream 1 and 2 back to back as a double feature. If the Alamo played Sonic 1, 2, 3,
I'd watch it.
I would go. I would pay the whatever amount of money it is to go.
I agree.
But would I watch Interstellar for full price? No.
So like, this is my scale, right? Like when I'm rating movies, I'm always gonna do genre first, because like that's the most important thing. Who is this going for, right? Because I can sit here and be like, Sonic 3 is a good fucking movie, and not only for kids, but like if you are going in to be like, I know it's a kids movie, I'm gonna enjoy this because I know it's a kids movie.
Yeah, if you're like the uncle or the cousin or the parent, going, you're gonna enjoy that movie too.
That's what I'm saying. Like Minecraft, kids movie, I didn't like it. No, I don't think it's a good movie.
No, I thought it was a good kids movie.
But I disagree. See? That's okay.
Off the reactions of the kids in the theater, because I went to take my sister, and for some reason my mom and my aunt like stupid movies like that. So me and my cousins will take them, and then we'll buy food. We'll go out afterwards, and my mom isn't sitting there enjoying Minecraft. She thought the black lady who was like randomly there, she thought she was hilarious. My aunt too. They thought they were eating their little spicy ranch popcorn. They were having a good time. The kids are in the front row in front of me. The whole row
every kid in my theater loved
all kids, and then they were having a great time. I'm like, exactly. This
is what it's for.
This is their movie.
Yeah,
this is probably a top 10 movie for them.
For them, yeah.
Until they grow up. And
even years later, they're probably gonna be like,
because they're gonna have fond memories of it.
They're gonna be like, nah,
and that's the power
Minecraft
of
is definitely
movies.
top 5 movie. But even for me, I disagree. I think it's a bad movie, but that's okay.
I thought it was. I thought it did whatever it needed to do as best as it could.
For children movies, I have a higher criteria because I watch a lot of children movies. I love that type of shit.
Because you got Disney Plus with no ads now.
But like,
because of me,
Sonic.
Step your game up, everybody else.
Mario. I like that one. Mario was good
because it's something you grew up with too. Like, we didn't grow up with Bluey, but I bet you when they put out some Bluey movies,
I love Bluey.
I know, but I'm saying when they put out some Bluey movies though, that's gonna blow up for the people growing up with them. And then it's that shit, right? Because I remember my uncle showing me a really old Mario movie, like with their humans or whatever, and they're like it's really cringy, like on a VHS.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm like, and that's why I like Mario in general.
Fucking Luigi guy who plays Luigi.
I don't know.
The Spanish guy.
I don't know.
Like, he hates that any other person gets roles that aren't Spanish. I forget what his name is.
But I remember that, and that's the connection that you get with like these franchises and stuff. Like again, like when you're older and you're gonna show your grandkids Bluey because you experienced that with your niece. Like, oh, your mom used to love this show.
Spider-Man.
Your mom used to love this show.
Spider-Man as a kid, top 10 of all time,
and
it's
always,
a kid movie.
That's always gonna be something that is around Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like even the new Spider-Man, the animated one that I haven't watched yet.
That's a good. I like that show.
Even that one, like there's kids gonna watch that. Yeah. That's gonna be their Spider-Man.
Their favorite Spider-Man.
And they're gonna grow up and they're gonna be adults and they're not gonna show them Tobey Maguire Spider-Man or Drake Bell Spider-Man. They're gonna be like,
maybe eventually,
this Spider-Man. This
that's
is the Spider-Man.
Dude, that's the one. Like the thing that you just said earlier about like people do not let go of like the nostalgia. It's the glaze that Tobey Maguire gets over those films, and I'm like, dog, those films were okay. People will fight me back and forth how it's the best Spider-Man film in the world.
And
I'm like,
talking about,
and I'm like, dog, do you even read Spider-Man comics? No, then you don't have a fucking opinion to have about how good Spider-Man is when he literally just played a dude.
They're talking about it through their 8-year-old brain.
That's what I'm saying.
Through their 8-year-old lenses.
To them,
they're remembering Spider-Man. They're remembering their mom dressing them up in their Halloween costume in May of whatever or March of whatever year it came out, and they go to the theater. Like that's just that's gonna be everybody. That's gonna be this new Spider-Man that's coming out. Correct. That came out already, right? Eventually, that's gonna be Tom Holland. Someone's gonna be like,
as much
Tom
as
Holland?
people shit.
Well, that was the greatest Spider-Man of all time.
I think he is, and I've seen all three.
Even what's his name? In the Flash, the latest Flash movie, what's George Clooney?
Miller?
George Clooney's Batman was that him, right?
Yeah.
Like I look at that and I'm like, that's not my Batman.
Not at all.
I could care less about that Batman.
Yeah, me
But
nah.
people who grew up with that Batman,
for
like,
sure.
Yo, that Batman was the best Batman. I'm like, that's never gonna change. That's never gonna change.
Yeah, you're right.
That's always gonna. It's always gonna be somebody. It's at one point in history, it's gonna be Tom Holland.
It sucks because people
it's gonna be like, yo, I grew up with Tom Holland Spider-Man. That was great. And then they're gonna look at Tobey Maguire just like how we look at.
But
George
Clooney.
Clooney.
There are people that I meet now, like high school kids that work at my job or something. Their favorite is Andrew. Because they grew up with the amazing Spider-Man. And I'm like, really? It's such an interesting take because when he was Spider-Man, people hated him.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was Tobey Maguire. All people hated him, and I was like, he's good.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know there was another Spider-Man until Tom Holland got casted, and then there was Andrew Garfield in the middle. For some reason, I didn't know there was Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man movie I saw was The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is because you only got 2, right?
Yeah.
And I saw that on a plane. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then you know how on the plane it gives you like info.
Yeah.
I'm like, this movie came out in 2000 something. I was like, what the fuck? I was so surprised.
I was so into that shit when I was a kid. I watched 1 with my family. 2 I watched with my family, but they kicked me out because I stepped in some nachos and I started crying. My mother was having absolutely none of it, and she kicked me out.
In the theater?
Yeah.
Or in the house?
It was in the theater, and she made me sit outside with her while my whole family watched Spider-Man 2. I literally just had to sit outside. By the way, fuck you, Ma, for that, because I would literally, it's still traumatic as fuck to me.
Sounds like it's
I
traumatic,
legit
man.
don't fuck with her because of that shit. That was foul. But she made
Maybe
me
that's why you don't like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
No, because I eventually
there's a trauma. But
I eventually went and saw the film.
Apologize to Toby right now.
No.
It's your mom that you don't like. Not Tobey Maguire.
Shout out to whoever I ended up watching, because I do think Spider-Man 2 is his best film. Toby does the best in that film.
It's the most human of his films, where he's like he suffers through everything.
I love that film, but I think he's okay. I don't think he's. When I say he's not a good Spider-Man, it's coming from someone who genuinely loves comics, and I know that character so well.
When those movies came out,
that man did not play Spider-Man.
Were you reading comics at that time when those movies came out?
After the first film, I was obsessed with that character.
And you were like, you know what?
I need to dive in. Yeah, I was like, I need to dive into everything.
Where did you get comics from?
Anywhere that I could get my hands on. So I would go into bookstores.
Paying money for that?
No, I would go into bookstores.
Just read them off
yeah,
the shelf?
so I would go into bookstores. I would go into libraries, and I would just read them, and then leave. Or I would go online.
Library had comics.
Yeah. And then I would go online and like just search up like free issues. Sometimes apps had free issues.
Out of order,
and even it didn't matter. I just read anything I could because I was so obsessed with the characters. And I have ADHD, and when I get into something, I'm like locked in until like it's not my obsession anymore. And comics was my obsession for a long time.
Years.
So I dove in and I was like, I need to know everything about Spider-Man. I need to know everything about where all this stuff comes from, why he is the way he is, and I learned. And now that I know about the character, Tobey Maguire did not play a comic book accurate Spider-Man.
And he was a grown-ass man playing a teenager.
Yeah.
And so was Andrew Garfield. He was a tall, grown-ass man playing a teenager.
But and that's what I'm saying, like, as a comic book fan, there are aspects of Spider-Man for both, and I love that about them. The most comic, even though he's not, like, as comic accurate as he could possibly be,
I don't think that
Tom is a comic. Tom is the closest. Tom acts like a kid. He cracks jokes. He acts like Spider-Man. He makes dumbass mistakes like Spider-Man. Yeah. Right? It's the most Spider-Man to me that Spider-Man is in the comic books.
Like, the only parts I feel like of Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the fact that it's like so
he's Iron Man
MCU's
Jr.
force. Yeah.
And I agree with everyone who has that criticism. I'm like, if they didn't add all that stuff.
But even then, I mean, the Iron Spider suit is pretty sick. And I'm
MCU? I hate that suit.
The blue and the gold.
I hate that suit.
You don't like that suit?
I hate that suit.
I love that suit.
That suit is so fucking hideous. Look at comic book Iron Spider, and you'll be like, "Oh, they fumbled
this is
heavy."
Why I don't know.
They fumbled heavy.
No, because in the Drake Bell version, he gets an Iron Spider suit.
That's the real one. The orange and the red and like yellow one, right? That's the original one. That shit is cool. But yeah, I don't like MCU Spider-Man, Iron Spider.
Since we're still talking about Spider-Man,
we're a little damn.
No, I know.
What a tangent.
But I love it. This is Idle Talk. This is what the people are here for. Somebody put an Instagram post the other day where they say, we want Andrew Garfield back, but we don't want him as
Make Andrew Garfield
Ben Reilly.
No, make him Ultimate Spider-Man.
Is that not Ben Reilly?
No, that's a clone.
Yeah. So they said, fuck him, make him the clone.
Nah.
Because there's pictures of Andrew Garfield blonde, and he does look cool, kind of blonde, but people are saying that he would kill that role.
He would. I think
would obliterate
Andrew is a much better Spider-Man now than when he had the role originally. Like, when he was in the new Spider-Man film, I'm like, oh, whoever was giving this man direction or whatever he was doing in the time frame where he wasn't Spider-Man, he locked in. That man is Spider-Man to the T. The jumping on the wall, hitting one of these in the movie and being like, I am him.
He's like,
and then,
see?
And then,
so
like,
casual.
Literally, shit like that, like making fun and then be like, no, I am Spider-Man, look, and doing that. And then, like, when he sees, like, the other Spider-Man doesn't have web, he's like, ew.
Yeah.
Like, those are things that Spider-Man would do. He's funny. He's supposed to be funny.
You don't think it's Ben Reilly? You don't want him to be?
No, I want him to be Ultimate Spider-Man. What I mean by Ultimate Spider-Man, I don't mean the one that died and then got replaced by Miles and then is now whatever. I'm talking about current run Ultimate Spider-Man where he.
What's different?
Current run Ultimate Spider-Man is a new version where he never got bit by a spider as a teenager. So he grew up. He had a family. He is married to Mary Jane. He has children. And he recently got bit by the spider. So now he's learning how to be Spider-Man as a 30-year-old man.
Oh.
And that book is good. It's such a good book. He has a beard. He looks Spider-Man just like Andrew Garfield, and I'm like, if they bring him back, maybe that's with
if
they bring him back, make him that. Make him Ultimate Spider-Man. And if you want, kill him, and then make that Miles merge into ours, into the MCU, and then make him the Miles of ours. Fuck it. Just if you want original comic book origin of Miles Morales, he isn't from main timeline. No, if they want to make it that way. Because Miles is originally from the Ultimate comic books, and he, like, in Spider-Verse, his Spider-Man dies, and then he becomes Spider-Man. And then his universe gets blown up. And so, but he was so popular that they kept him in the main MCU, and then they wrote a reason why. And then down the line, they saw that nothing was selling. Comic books were low, really low.
That's just in general, though. Comic books will pick up.
Listen. Comic books started doing so bad, but Japanese manga was doing fantastic in the States. Like, insane amount of sales. So they wanted to switch it up, and then they brought back the Ultimate comic books. And now I'm going to be real with you, every Ultimate comic book that they've dropped, gas.
Really?
And then DC has done the same stuff, but instead of Ultimate, it's called the Absolute World, right? So there's Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, right? And those are different takes on those characters, and that's something that I think will refresh comics. Because the reason I stopped reading comic books, at least for a really long time, I got sick of everything not making any sense and no continuity to have. As much as people want to sit there and argue with me, there isn't. Any writer could just, like, if you wrote something, like, let's say you were writing Batman, and you wrote something that was really pivotal to this character, and you're like, this is what I want to do from now on.
And then you pick up my next issue?
And not even next issue. Your run, do whatever you want.
Like, but 18 issues?
Correct, yeah. However long the run is. And then the next run, they're like, well, we want to hire somebody else, so we don't need you. I can now write whatever the fuck I want for that book without your input or anything. I can literally take everything you wrote and be like, and that was a dream. Now this Batman is gonna do this, and I'm not joking. It's happened. They reboot Batman and do the same bullshit with Batman over and over and over. And I was like, dude, just let this man just let his story end.
Because they don't want to give off the mantle to
That's
fucking
I mean,
Damian Wayne.
they don't want to get rid of the characters that they know makes them money.
Every time, right? Batman's like done. Right, then you like, all right, we got Nightwing, or we got that Robin, right?
We have 1,000.
And then you know what? Reboot the whole shit. And now it's Tim Drake. Okay, reboot the whole shit. We don't want to give Tim Drake the shit.
It's so they keep rebooting shit. But I currently I'm fucking with the absolute stuff. I'm fucking with the ultimate stuff. And if they let these writers just keep writing those people to their completion and not fuck it like they do with every comic
every
book,
single book they make,
it's because they don't do it like a manga artist where it's like one dude writing something until that story is done,
and then they don't touch that story.
They
just
done.
refer back to
it.
Like,
or if they're gonna continue it, it's the same dude who wrote the original, so that he can reference his own work. Because if I have to go back and read your book to know what the fuck I'm writing, I'm not doing that. Most people won't. They'll be like, I'm not reading now, lad. Why the fuck do I care about what you wrote about Batman? I could just write a brand new book about Batman and write whatever the fuck I want.
Whatever happened previously was a dream. Wakes up from a coma.
I'm not joking. It's happened a lot. Literally, they made a whole thing about how Joker is actually 3 people.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then Batman died and then came back to life, but he didn't know he was Batman. But then Joker also died and came back to life, and he was Jack Napier for all of that, right? Gone. The next shit, they were like, nah, that didn't happen.
Psych?
I'm like, dude, so what the fuck was the point of it? I'm not even gonna.
They're just trying to sell books. They're just trying to sell books. Right?
I'm not. I don't even read comic books like that no more, unless it's the absolute stuff and the comic book stuff. But yes, I wrote a lot. I read a lot as a kid. And if I couldn't read, I would watch videos. I would read audiobooks.
Damn, YouTube was out here like
anytime.
That?
Yeah, anything that had comic books in it, I was playing or watching.
Yo, so if Comic Historian was out, R.I.P. to him.
He was my guy. He was my
guy.
Yeah,
right?
When I was younger, like middle school, going into high school, Comic Historian was my guy, bro.
And he was really good.
If I couldn't buy a book or read it myself,
he's gonna read it to you.
He had issue from 1 to 12 or whatever.
In one video.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be like, oh hell yeah!
I'm like, this is dope. It
was life changing for me.
I had a Comic Historian run too, where like I would be. I think like maybe like during COVID, I just got into Comic Historian because this is how it happened. This is the fucking little like domino effect. I played Injustice 1. Damn, this game is so cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Waiting for Injustice 2. Oh, Injustice 2. Oh, this game is so cool. And then COVID. Years after Injustice 2 came out,
like,
let me
I'm
like, there's comic
line, yeah.
Because even in the games, they have some comics in there, right? And I'm like, but never was interested enough to like further it.
Like fully go in there.
COVID hits, and now I'm like, not doing nothing. I'm like, Injustice. I know what that is. Comic Historian, and then I just down a rabbit hole watching him narrate. And then I've seen his like evolution to where like he was just reading it. But then sometimes he would do voices.
Oh my god, I loved him for that. He would make voices for different characters, and like he would make the action voices too.
Yeah.
He'd be like, whoosh, pow, and I'm like, oh, this guy's sick. It's like a whole audio book.
It's like I can tell the transition to where like he was doing that part time. Then YouTube was paying him to do the videos. Like he was getting money from YouTube, and then he started getting his dick and pussy into it.
Also, there was times like when he first started, when he would edit, it would just stay on the screen for mad long. But then as he got better, he would like make transitions into the panels. Into the panels and stuff. And I'm like, this is so cool. It was like you were reading it yourself. But yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree. The comics stuff. You know that if you grow up reading.
That's why I really like Rivals.
That's
Rivals is its own thing.
Its own world.
It's like this is if all these characters and this is our story and we're writing our own story and every time they have those little lore bits, I read them. I like it. It's interesting to me.
I do the same thing. I go on YouTube and I let somebody read it to me.
I read all that. This shit's cool. I walk around the maps and I'm like, yo, I know what this is from. I know what comic book this is from. I know who this character is in the background. It's beautiful to see like comic book fans like coming together and making something they genuinely are fans of. Like you can tell that these people who are developers who are not even American are insane fans of Marvel.
Everybody is glazing the developers. But remember,
it's an artist and stuff like that. Yeah.
Remember what I told you though. Remember what they did to Dead by Daylight Mobile.
I know.
They came in, they made it better. Right? They made it better, and then they made you buy skins, and you could only use those skins for 2 weeks, and you have to buy them again.
They better not.
So there's all these people.
They better not.
They're out here complaining about how support players are on strike. I'm like, let them be on strike. I'm not playing the game no more.
Really?
Let them be on strike, yo. I haven't played Rivals for like a week now.
And I lose a lot,
bro.
And it's because you wanna know why? I solo support.
But
a
it's
lot
these
of my games.
it's these
and I
YouTubers.
I didn't know why. Like there went a week where I was like, why am I the only support on every team I'm playing on?
They're on strike, bro.
And I didn't know. And then I started seeing TikToks, and I was like, I didn't get the fucking memo while I was sitting here losing all my PR.
You're over here fucking crossing the picket line,
like,
bro.
It was insane. I have been. Every game I play support because like I'm like nobody else is picking
I'd be crashing out in the chat. I'd be like, I get it. Y'all don't want to play support, fine, right? But some of y'all play tank. Let's at least do 3 and 3. 3 tanks, 2 DPS.
Yeah.
Like why do we got 5 DPS and y'all not getting final? The shit that gets me pissed off is like you're not even getting final hits. That's all you gotta do is just finish the kill. I'm over here putting in work.
Yeah,
putting in so much work.
That should get me mad as
I'm doing mad damage as Magneto, and that's not my full primary job. Or doing mad damage as Groot, and I'm doing my all. I'm like, they're all right here. Shoot them.
I agree, bro.
Shoot them. And then you got Hawkeye missing every single arrow, and I'm like, they're in the same spot. They're in the same spot. What are you doing?
It's the worst, bro. I get the worst DPS on my team, and I don't know how. And they yell at me, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what y'all want me to do. Like, I can't make y'all get kills, bro. If you run into something and I'm the only healer and I can't out heal what the fuck they doing to you, that's on you, big dog.
No, bro.
I can't do more,
bro. Support players are like, help, they're diving us. I'm like,
oh, I yell so much. I'm like, Spider-Man, and no one turns around. And then I die, and they all yelling about how they didn't get healed. I'm like, motherfucker, if you would have turned around and helped me with the Spider-Man who can auto lock me from across the map and hit one button and beat me,
bro.
Fuck. I hate Spider-Man. And the fact that everyone's like, he's such a high skills. No, he's not. Once you get past the fucking swing, he's the easiest fucking character to play. It's bullshit. He zips you from a... Dude, as Rocket,
Did I show you that?
I'll fucking
that
zoop away and he'll swing at me and get me. And I'm like, how?
You know his uppercut, right? Let's say
it's like
right
17 meters.
It's a circle, though. It's not a
no,
cone.
because I've seen people uppercut. He's like in the sky and he'll hit somebody.
No. He'll like let's say you're behind him and he's uppercutting somebody in front of you.
You'll
catch the uppercut too. But in Overwatch, there's a character that does something similar like that. I don't know what character, but somebody was explaining it that theirs is a cone. So whatever you're looking at, nobody behind you gets affected by that move that launches you in the air. But in Rivals,
Doomfist?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of who else has that uppercut.
But there's a guy.
Overwatch.
But in Spider-Man's case, he has a circle.
Why?
I don't know why.
Is it because he swings and they're afraid of the fact that, like, oh, if you swing past somebody, you won't get the uppercut?
Yes, they're overcompensating for that, but too much.
Yeah.
Like if you want to put quote unquote make this a hard character to learn, get rid of that circle.
That's what I've been. I'm like, get rid of the fucking 17-foot uppercut because it's bullshit, bro. I'll be on the ground running away as Rocket and I'll get uppercutted from a mile away, and I'm like, dude, how is that fair?
It's not fair. It's not fair, NetEase. And listen, I hate you.
No, I don't hate you.
I hate you.
For what they did to Dad.
You're going to violate the Marvel Rivals play. I know you are.
I hope they don't.
Because it's what you do. It's what you do.
They might not, because they nerfed Spider. Next patch, they nerfed him.
Everyone's going to be so surprised, and I'm going to be the guy in the back. I told you.
They buffed support and nerfed Spider-Man for the next patch. So they might have fixed it.
But think about this. How many support players are really, really good at doing damage? That's the thing. Support players aren't there just to heal.
Yeah, that's what
there's like Mantis. I feel like a Mantis with the damage buff is crazy.
I feel like that's what people didn't understand. Is like when they would see the kill feed, they generally thought, oh, they're just getting like one hit in and they're getting the credit for it. I was like, nah, bro, I was putting work in as whatever healer. I'm not only healing y'all. I'm trying to help the team get kills. Yeah. I'm trying to help. The only time I'm only ever healing is if I see everyone is critical. Mm-hmm. Then why the fuck would I ever shoot? Because my team is gonna die.
People aren't understanding that, Fabian. They're not getting it. But I don't trust NetEase. I'm on to you. Whether it be tomorrow, whether it be 2 months from now, 2 years from now, right before the game's about to end. I knew it.
Please don't. I hope it doesn't.
I knew it. You know, there was a point where I was crashing out in Rivals the other day, and I was like, because Siege is doing this weird thing with its new launch of...
You still play that game?
No. I still keep up with that game.
Okay.
Because it's the longest reigning multiplayer game that I've seen. That
Fortnite?
Why is that like 10 years old? Fortnite's not 10 years old.
How's Fortnite?
Maybe like 9 years old or 8 years old.
I feel like Fortnite's old, bro.
You know, but look, listen, what Siege is doing with new players is they're making you pay to play ranked. If you've owned the game previously, you're good. You're locked into whatever. You're like a legacy character because they know like, hey, you played this game already. But to combat like cheaters or like griefer players. They're like, you're gonna have to pay to use ranked. Isn't that crazy?
I would just stop playing the game.
That's exactly what it's promoting. Like you, like me, even you played with us for a little bit.
2017 it came out.
Oh yeah, that's not what Fortnite.
Yeah,
Siege came out like 2015 because I remember I was barely in high school when that game came out. I think it might have been my first year in college that me and Christian and the boys.
2025, right?
Yeah, everybody was playing that game except you.
Yeah, you're right. It's an 8-year-old game. I would have thought for sure it's been out forever.
No, I
feel like that game is never going away.
I can see why, because Fortnite had Fortnite X for some reason. I'm like, I hate when the games do that. Like, it's not your 10-year anniversary. Why you? I forgot.
Oh, is that why
it was
the
10
years?
The 10th season or 10th chapter or some shit like that. Yeah, it was like
that's probably
it's like 10th battle pass or some shit like that. I don't remember why they did that anyway.
Okay.
But they're making people pay to play ranked.
That's crazy.
It's like if you want this feature, you have to pay for it, but like not forever. I think I don't know what the system is, but it's supposed to combat like hackers or whatever. And if you're new and you really want to play Siege, they'll pay for it. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I would pay to play Marvel Rivals ranked, so that way everybody had to put their own money into it, and we're gonna try. Like
you think cheaters won't pay?
No, they'll pay. But I'm saying, the people who are throwing games now, that's like pissing me off. I'm like, if you would have put in your own money every month to this game, you wouldn't be acting like this.
Some would. Some don't care. Some people, I've seen people who legit like will boost, like like a level cap to like play or whatever. They first of all, next season it's getting bumped to like 25 or whatever. Because what is it, like 10 now, and then you can play ranked. Who will become Celestial on one account, make a Smurf account, and just stay at bronze so that they can bum on everybody. And then they won't, every time they'll rank up out of bronze, they'll lose until they're back in bronze, and then keep doing that just so that they can feel good that they're way better than everybody else who's just learning the game. Like, bro, get over yourself. Don't play your Celestial games, just Celestial play.
There has to be a way where, like, the game is like,
why are you doing so good in these lobbies? Yeah,
you're lying.
I agree. There should be some detection, but I don't know.
Because even on
how do you combat
in
that,
Siege
bro?
now? Like I'll give it like a same comparison where people will use mouse and keyboard on console and they're really good at mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
And so Siege now knows because it's crossplay now. Yeah. It's like we're putting you in a PC lobby. We know what you're doing. If you're not gonna shit on people with controller, you're gonna get. Either you're going to shit on people with mouse and keyboard or you're going to get shit on.
Overwatch had that problem for a long time.
How did they deal with it?
They just banned it. You can't use... If you're on console, you can't connect the keyboard. But back then you could. Like, you can work around it and make it think you're on a PC. And, like, it's called zimming. But they took it off. At least I think so. From when I was playing. Yeah, it's a really big issue with console games where people will connect the keyboard and then be like, oh, I'm way better than everybody. When in reality, you just have so much more mobility than everyone on the controller. But I have to play on PC lobbies all the time.
Because of your voice?
Because everyone that I play with plays on PC. Besides you.
I'll be console only, baby.
That's what I'm saying. So then I would legit... Like, there are times where I'm like, I couldn't have won that. Like, there are times where, like, someone will whip around and kill me, and I'm like, yeah, no way.
No way.
Even at my max sense, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yo, there was one time I think this fucking invisible woman had to have been on a mouse and keyboard. And then so she pushed me basically off the map pretty much. But then I fade away webbed her. Like, I hit like a fade away. And I'm like, see, that was cool.
Spider-Man?
No, I was Penny Parker.
Oh.
So I webbed her as I was dying. But I got you too, bitch.
Hey, listen, I love that push. I remember I did that to Groot once. It was on that map. That's at the one point, and then it has that big ass opening, and then I just pushed him off the map. He was like, he went and got that health pack and tried to run back into the point. I was like, motherfucker. I threw him off the point. Which, you know what just got me mad? That circle shit about Spider-Man again. Because you know how much I used to be a Magic Man, and I used to play her religiously. You need a pixel perfect to hit the dash.
That's what everybody's saying.
Do you understand
the dash is so
how
unforgiving.
bullshit that is? That I will have my cursor on the character, hit it, and she'll bash past them. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. No, you need to make sure they're on your left-hand side.
It's the right-hand side.
Whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. If that is so bullshit that I can't get those fucking uppercuts, and Spider-Man is out here hitting uppercuts like it's God's... Oh!
But we're doing 360 on those uppercuts.
That's bullshit, bro. Either buff Magic's dash or get rid of everyone's bullshit that does that, because that's ass.
There's no combating a Spider-Man like that, to be honest. It's been tough out here. It's been tough out here. I remember like a few weeks ago we were so happy playing Marvel Rivals.
I still have fun. I just rage a lot more.
I have fun too, but the worst is like when I play with Malik. And like I'm doing my challenges. I'm like, we're in a fucking comp. Do challenges.
No, he doesn't.
Bro, he's like, I only got to do 6 more damage at Squirrel Girl. I'm like,
not in comp,
bro. I'm like,
not in comp.
I'm like, I gotta
go in quick play, bro. Not in comp,
bro.
Son.
If you look at my stats, I haven't played one quick play. I haven't played one quick play at all.
I play because I'm trying to get the challenges done and get my skins.
No, I know.
I want that Flora maiden skin for Meds. It's cute as hell.
I know that one is cool, but I don't think I'm.
You don't get it yet?
I've done challenges by accident.
Damn, I'm doing them.
All the tank challenges I've gotten done because
I've been cooking with Emma.
I need to do damage with her.
Dude. I'm good with Emma. And I'm bad with every tank in the game.
Bro.
Every tank in the game, I'm so bad with. But with Emma, bro, that choke slam is so good.
Kick, yeah.
Oh my god, there's so many else. I'm like, motherfucker, and I just grab him and slam him, make him not do it.
You can get killed in that animation though.
Yeah,
right?
you can absolutely.
Because whenever I be seeing my teammates get slammed, I'm doing all the damage to her.
The damage because you're in diamond mode, so you have a damage reduction. But if your team focuses you, you can absolutely get bodied.
Because I'd be critical.
Because by the time you slam and kick, if the whole team is shooting at you, you'll die.
Yeah.
But that's why you only do it when there's
when
there's some shit happening.
I've gotten good at like she slams, kicks, and then right before the animation ends, I send a web. And then we're violating her while she's doing that anyway. Yeah. And then now you can't run. Now you're getting jumped. Now you're fully jumped.
Then you gotta time it because
in
diamond form she can't get rubbed.
I know. I'm saying I'm like,
right as it ends.
Because I'm like all my homies is getting jumped. So I've got like 20 games where I've just been practicing that. I'm like, oh, I've got it. I've got that touch now.
Okay.
Web them up. My favorite thing is people are still falling for like leaving spawn and getting my penny bombs killed.
I don't know why. I will be like, yo guys, there's mines like right there. Like I heard her walk up, place them. Don't walk out that way. All right. Oh, whole team walks out that way, get all killed. I'm like, all right. And I'm the only one on the other side of the map, like the other entrance. And I'm like, why the fuck did we all walk out the way that she pulled?
There was once where an invisible woman, I set it up in the other door, and they ran out, and she pushes
them to it
without me even saying anything. She just did
That's
it.
That's actually really fucking genius.
Because they were like, oh, we heard the bomb. Then she's on the other side. They all run out, pushed into my bombs.
Genius play on her end.
I mean that. Sometimes when you get good teammates, it's like the best thing.
It is. It's fun.
Even if you only get like one good teammate, and you're like, all right, now
I had fun though.
Now there's 6 people on the other team that could possibly be idiots, and now
there are times that me and the other support are cooking with gas.
It's not enough,
and we still lose sometimes.
It's not enough.
Like we'll win round 1,
and you'll lose max points.
We'll win round 1. We have the best, like most healing, most kills, most assists. Round 2, we get cooked, and I'm like, guys, please. And then second round, we get cooked, and then we get blamed because they lost. And I'm like,
bro, the
how?
shit that be pissing me off is like
99% and they lock in.
They won't switch. They won't switch nothing. And then Malik, like I was telling him, like, yo, switch off so and so. He's like, oh no, but I got my alt. I'm like, get the fuck.
Nah, that's valid.
The alt.
Use the alt for the fight.
He wasn't gonna do nothing. He wasn't gonna do nothing with the alt.
But use the alt in a fight, then switch.
If you're a good player, you're gonna get half your thing back and get it back anyway. Just switch it off.
Nah, use it.
Just switch it off. There's no point.
What alt was it?
It was a Groot's alt.
Nah.
Our teams weren't doing nothing.
Groot can't get a kill unless you have a team. I'm lying. If you're a good enough alt.
I was like, Millie, please just go to Squirrel Girl and defend our healers. We have 2 of them for some reason. So please, they're begging for help in the chat. I'm like, the thing that I hate the most is like when DPS players think DPS just means offense.
Yeah.
I'm like, just
keep one behind. Just keep one behind.
If there's 4 of you, one of you stay with these people, please.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. As a support player, I'm always like, can somebody stay with me?
Squirrel Girl. If you
there
play
be times where I'm getting
you could play defense.
Camp. Like, I'm spawning in and dying immediately when I'm walking out because someone is just fucking me the whole time. Whether that be Magic, Iron Fist, Spider-Man. I'm like, can someone just come back here and just walk out with me?
Yeah.
So I don't get fucking jumped. And they're like, nah, I'm too busy doing my own shit. It'll be a Black Panther.
Yeah, I'm too busy in their backline getting
doing
killed.
nothing. Yeah, doing nothing. Black Panther get me mad. Him and Spider-Man. No, they'll sit there, hit the spear, get a dive, I'm out. They get a little bit of damage, and they gone. If they can't get a kill, they gone.
So what me and Malik have been doing, he's been playing Squirrel Girl and just been playing defense. I'm like, Malik, just stay behind.
Crazy damage.
Defense, yeah.
Crazy damage. It's like, you just hold the button down.
The crazy part is that, like, I swear to God, in like 1 round, he popped 4 ults just by playing defense.
Yeah.
What did she scream when she said squirrel?
Squirrel Stampede?
Yeah.
Or, my friends are here or some shit.
No, I think Yeah, my friends are here. Are
Yeah.
like friendly.
Yeah.
That's all I heard the whole game. My friends are here, and I'm like, bro, that's like your 7th ult.
It's because she does a lot of damage.
And he's like, I'm literally just protecting the healers. So I'm like, I'm just sitting here. He's like, this is the most boring game I've ever played. I'm like, hey, but we're winning. We're winning, son.
That's what matters.
Bro, there was one time we won a game, and then he was like, all right, I'm feeling good. And then we lost like 6 games. And I was like, I got to go pick up my mom. I'm going to go. He's like, you get back on? I'm like,
we should play, bro.
I'm not getting back on.
We should play.
Bro, what rank
It's
are
like,
you?
I'm still in bronze.
Oh, fuck.
I've been getting cooked this season,
I
bro.
can't play with you, bro.
What are you in? Plat?
I'm in gold.
We can play together.
No, but it's gonna bring you up, and it's gonna be because
Nigga, I can play in gold.
I know, but I'm saying, they're tryharding in gold.
That's fine. They're tryharding in every.
I know
rank.
they are. I know, but
Every rank currently.
But by playing with Malik, I'm actually losing him more rank because every time we lose, he's losing a lot more.
Okay.
So we got a lot.
How far can I drop if I'm already in bronze?
I'm not saying
3.
I'm not saying how far you can drop. I'm just saying how much you're gonna hate the game.
I already hate the game, bro. I don't give a shit. You act like I didn't play Overwatch for fucking years, bro. Which, by the way, they changed so much in Overwatch now. I went back into the game and I was like, nah, I don't even know what this game is.
They're trying to
do a lot.
Revolutionize.
They're trying to do a lot. Hey, but whatever brings your player base back, right? I'm not gonna hate on the company that's trying. As much as I don't like Overwatch anymore.
It's 8:57. You know what that means?
Last of Us.
Last of Us is in 3 minutes.
We haven't even spoken about.
We're not going to until we watch episode 3.
We didn't even finish speaking about spinners.
No, we did. Whatever we wanted to say, we said.
That's crazy.
We said whatever we
spoke
said.
about nothing. Nothing of the plot. Just how good the plot was, how good the characters was, and some spoilers.
Sometimes we'd be spoiling the movie too much. So you know what? We
literally-
spoiled
that's
it a little
literally
bit,
what we
and then
did.
we went on a
We
rant.
literally just spoke about plot, characters, spoiled it a little bit, and then moved on.
And then you went on a passionate tangent
did.
about comic books for like 8 minutes.
I gotta stop, bro.
Bro, no, but what am I gonna do? Be like, hey, actually, let's go back to Sinners real quick.
We could have. You could have reeled me in a little bit.
Nah, I'm excited to what the video is gonna look like. But this was
bullshit.
Idle Talk at its purest form, at its peak, at what we're known for.
Talking about bullshit.
We start about one
30
thing,
minutes.
and ever since you came on, that's been relatively impact.
Zero structure because I'm dumb. And I fuck up every day.
You can't give him a structure. That's not how he works. That's not how he operates. So the best parts of this show comes when like we have an idea what we want to do, and then you're like, you know what? I hate fucking chia pets.
You know what? Fuck them chia pets. That shit was stupid. Why the fuck why was they selling kids pets that were made of chia seed? What the fuck was that?
We could be talking about how we were talking about in the car. Like Chicago's parking is owned by the company in Saudi Arabia.
I didn't know that.
So they sold off the ability to collect parking and do parking because they were in debt during a time where it was like $1 billion of debt or more. So they sold that rights for, I think maybe it might have been like a 50-year, 100-year contract, whatever length of time that is. Basically, Saudi Arabia made that money back in 10 years, and now they're making way more profits than anybody ever expected, and that's just because the government was desperate. But we could be talking about that full blown. He could be pulling up an article and then be like, you know what I hate? Fucking chia cheese.
Saudi Arabia gas thing.
No, it's
gas.
I think if you do Chicago parking, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, it's not gas. It's parking.
Yeah. But again, Last of Us is about to start. Fabian's gonna Google that, and we will see you on the next one. And it's once again, Chia Pets, Big K. Any last words, Fabian?
Wow, you're right.
I told you, bro.
They sold it as a way to patch up a massive butthole during the Great Recession.
I told you.
Damn, that's really crazy. I see. You learn something new every day.
Learn something new every day, and it's fuck Chia Pets.
Bye, guys.